While there are plenty of reasons you should absolutely move to the Memphis, Tennessee area, there are a lot of reasons you should absolutely avoid the area. Today we're going to go through all the reasons why you should not move to Greater Memphis, but if you are going to do it anyways, please reach out. My number is 253-737-8018. You can find all my contact information in the description section below. So let's get straight into some of the reasons you're going to avoid this area. Number one, let's get straight to it. It's the crime. Absolutely, there is a crime problem in the center portions of metropolitan Memphis. If you avoid those areas, you're not going to see those problems. But if you want to avail yourself of going into the downtown areas, going to some of those restaurants, maybe going to Beale Street sometimes, there may be a more likely chance that you come into contact with potential violent crime, or even get robbed, or sometimes even have unfortunate events happen to you. That is not the norm, though, I will tell you. But there's no getting around it. The Memphis police are actively trying to recruit. They're paying more people even more money so that they can bolster the services and hopefully reduce the crime. So let's get straight into number two. And I think everybody knows this one. And if you don't, you're going to be pretty entertained. And that is the heat and the humidity. It's not just that it gets hot here in the Memphis area, it's that it gets super humid. There are days and sometimes months where you will actually go over 95, sometimes 100, 105, and because of the humidity, it feels 10 to 20 degrees hotter than the reported temperature that is listed on weather. So if you are just coming from out of town and you're looking at the weather and you're saying, well, this doesn't look too bad, it's only getting into the 90s, I can promise you it does feel a lot hotter than that. If you're coming from a desert area and you're coming here, the temperatures do not equate the same things. So every house, for example, if it's a two-story house, is actually fitted typically with two separate AC condenser units, one for the upstairs and one for the downstairs, to make sure that people are comfortable. And if you're looking for a home here and you don't have condenser units and you have mini splits or in-window units, you want to make sure that you are guided to the proper resources to make sure that you are not dealing with those issues during the summer months. The next big thing that you might want to avoid Memphis for is the fact that there's not that much entertainment. If you want water parks or theme parks or places to go as a family, this is not going to be the top area for you. There is not a theme park or a water park within hours and hours of us. But the only thing I would say in a positive direction for that is we do have the second best zoo in the country, and if you drive about an hour or so away, then you can go to a safari park where you can drive through another kind of zoo. That's about it. There's not a lot of entertainment. A lot of the big shows don't come into Memphis. So if you want to go to any of the large shows or large singers or comedians or acts, typically you're going to have to go into Nashville, and that's going to be about 2.5 hours away for you. So you want to make sure that if entertainment is a very large portion of your life, that you might want to reconsider. The biggest reason I do not like the Memphis area is the infrastructure. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a massive car guy. I love cars. I used to have some beautiful cars, and the problem with Memphis is the infrastructure has started to crumble and wane, and it is a lot on the older side. So the roads have not been redone. There's potholes all over the city and on the roads, and because of that, it makes it difficult to want to drive anything other than a truck or an SUV. By the way, if you're not from the South, they call SUVs trucks here. So just make sure they're all trucks. Now, outside of the potholes, we also have a lot of power lines above ground because all of the developments happened a long time ago before underground power lines and utilities started being pulled that way. Because of that, we'll see power outages because of large trees and things like that during storms. Alongside that, it's the fact that MLGW, which is Memphis Light Gas and Water, is the company that services all of Shelby County. And To be frank with you, they're absolutely terrible. It's kind of an expensive utilities for cost per usage, and they're also not very responsive for any issues or outages. And because of all of that combined, people actually have a problem with them. Alongside that, even to get access to the utilities, they will require a credit check. I've never seen that before in my life. But I can say, outside of one time where we lost power for a couple days in the hottest months, which was terrible, outside of that, we have not seen any large issues personally, and we are in Lakeland, just for a point of reference. The next thing that might be something that you want to consider is sales tax. We do pay about a 10% sales tax here, and that's higher than a lot of areas, especially surrounding areas where you can get sales tax that are around the 6 to 8 range. And because of that, people think that the sales taxes here is high. What I can tell you is for large purchases, you can always go down to Mississippi. It's very, very close to here, and you'll save some money there. And number two, if you're going to purchase and own real estate, that's going to save you because real estate taxes is on the lower end. And alongside and accompanying that, there is no state income taxes or personal property taxes, which also exists in other states. Those do not exist here, and that can actually save you even though the sales tax is on the higher end. If public transportation is something that you care about, this is not the place for you. With everything sprawling and widespread, you're not going to be able to get anywhere very quickly. And really, all of the metro center and bus stations and everything correlated and connected to public transportation is really right in the center of downtown. When you go to the outskirts or any of the suburbs, their bus systems and their metro systems all but disappear. They basically don't even exist. So if that's something that's important to you, you want to live in a walkable area, an area that doesn't require a car or anywhere where you're driving, absolutely 100% avoid the greater Memphis area. Basically, you need a car to survive here. Education is always really high on everybody's lists, and Memphis gets a pretty bad rap for that because their public schools do not perform the greatest. That being said, when you go to the outer band, in other words, the suburbs around the Memphis area, those public schools are getting better. But most people that truly care and live here are either investing into the public school system to try to make it better and try to push more people to become teachers in this market, or they're just sending their kids private to get a specific education with less students per teacher. So if education is super important to you, there are a few cities here that you absolutely don't want to miss, that their public education is top notch. And there are a couple amazing private schools that you could send your kids to that are some of the absolute best in the country, but there's also a ton of them, and I mean a ton of them, that are some of the absolute worst in the country, and you want to be working with somebody that can point you in the direction of both. And again, my name is Garth Ward. I help people buy and sell homes every day here in the greater Memphis area. If that's you and you are coming or going from this area, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My number is 253-737-8018. Or you can contact me in the description section below. If you want more Memphis related content, just check out my channel, leave me a comment on more things that you would like to hear about, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.